mates, welcome to In Musicland Tonight. Tonight we have a very exciting show. We have our hosts up on stage, George and Tyrone. Are they brothers? Are they best friends? We will never know. What do you got going on for us tonight, boys?
You're a happy little Vegemite.
I was going to say the same thing. As bright can be. Now, we've got a massive show today, or tonight, or what is it?
Tonight,
this afternoon. We've got heaps going on. We have a massive band come down. We've got a band called What We Became.
Awesome,
even a band called What We Became.
What We Become.
Yes.
What We Become. It's the same two words.
It's
just
afterwards.
One's before and one's after.
Good one.
They happened after.
When?
After the first time, I don't know.
Before they became.
Yeah.
They become.
And we've got acoustic artist Rhys Tolhurst.
With his band.
Shame as I walk out the door and I'm broken. Shame as I walk out the door and I'm broke.
Well, that's nice, isn't it?
It is. It's very nice. He was
Very
Googling
good.
how to get home.
Really?
I don't know.
Google Maps.
Just lost it today. It's grouse. Ebby, what have you bought us this week?
Well, let me tell you, George. Yeah, obviously, I've got some funny things going on. Scouring the internet all day, every day, just for you. It's a busy life. Animals playing music, I think, or maybe not this time. But it's a surprise, as always. So stay tuned. And you?
It's not, I've seen it.
Oh, Nelly. Oh, God. All right. And Tyrone and I are going to be discussing the most common injuries sustained whilst performing.
Broken hearts.
That's the audience.
Oh. Is that not a performance in itself?
What?
Hello.
Having a broken heart.
Having a broken heart.
Being in the audience. Give it up for these guys. Moving on.
I'm lost again now. Do you ever get it? Because you
Were you ever found?
No, I wasn't. I was never found. I was from the trading post. That's what my parents tell me.
Craigslist.
We don't have Craigslist here.
Gumtree.
All right, we've gone way off track.
eBay.
Now, you both do production? Yes? Mm-hmm. What's an injury that a person doing production gets?
A sprained finger.
Yep.
From pushing a fader.
Broken fingernail?
Yeah.
Broken ego because they're not performing?
Yeah, something like that.
Tired
Broken heart, I'll bring
ears.
it back to that.
Tired ears. You
What?
get tired ears.
Do you all right?
Yeah. I'm
Sure?
all right. Yeah.
All right. Moving on. All right.
I have a question.
Go on. What's your question?
What's your most favourite memory at a gig?
Most favourite memory at a gig?
Yeah, like best gig ever or funniest thing? Played or audience? Oh, it's tough.
No, at a Pearl Jam concert, I ended up dead front of the stage and I don't know how I got there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dead.
Like in the middle of the front where Eddie Vedder was standing. It was quite normal.
How'd you get there?
I don't know. A friend of mine took me.
I played a gig down in Frankston one night and I was so sick.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, exactly. And ended up playing the gig, played really well, and then by the time the music finished, I pretty much fell off the back of the chair. I just completely I was done.
Why?
Because I was that sick. After the adrenaline calmed down, I just fell off the back of the chair.
You all right?
Yeah.
You okay now?
I'm all right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm good now.
What about you, Evs?
I should have thought about my answer before I asked. I definitely, I flashed my favourite band once, so I'll take that one. They waved. Pierce the veil.
All right.
Real ones, no.
Now, after the break, I'm going to cut it off there. After the break, we're going to be chatting to Rhys Tolhurst all about music in Melbourne versus music in his home state of Queensland. Ebby's brought us some amazing clips, not with animals this week. And George and Tyrone, that's myself and Tyrone.
That's me and you.
That's me and you. We're going to be discussing
guy.
injuries sustained on stage. So it's going to be an awesome thing. But to take us to the break, we've got an awesome band that's going to be performing, which is
What we've become.
What We've Become.
With
Put
all
your
your,
hands together,
all your
everyone.
pretty lies.
Now we get to do the magical ready.
After the show, we were what we became at the end afterwards.
On a lonely planet, riding away, standing tall in the pride of what we made. A killer hiding in the shadows, launching a brave. But the hand was quaking in the eye, and they're still running away. Around your pretty lies, hiding in the smoking mirror. You just take it, you take it, you take. Around your pretty lies, you put a weight on my shoulder. Won't away, won't away. Whispers in a secret place, somewhere behind closed doors. Kings and their captives, John the Cross. Mommy's headline points to the smoking guy, but you won't confirm or deny. So stranded in the crossfire, with a clock in all the time. While your pretty lies, hiding in smoking mirrors. You say, you say, you say. While your pretty lies, you put a weight on my shoulder. Won't away. Now it's all that's coming for everyone. This state of my head, that's how we fall. 'Cause everything depends on everything. Are you gonna keep walking away? Are you gonna keep walking away? All your pretty lies, hiding in smoking mirrors. You say, you say, you say. All your pretty lies, you put a weight on my shoulder. Won't away, won't
What we've become. With all your pretty lies.
How was that? I like these guys.
That's insane. Love that song.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get to hear a lot more of them. Where's Rhys?
Right here.
We'll bring Rhys up. Hello, mate.
G'day, how's it going?
Bought his own microphone and everything.
I know. Edwards, this we're organised this week. This is fantastic. Now, you grew up, born and raised in Queensland.
I did.
What made the move to Melbourne?
So I'm from Cairns.
Yep.
Shout out to Cairns.
Is that different from Queensland?
It is.
That
It
is,
is
of
because
course.
everybody in Melbourne refers to Queensland as Brizzy. So I'm 18 hours in a car north of Brizzy. I moved to Melbourne to follow my musical dream, really, as cliche as it sounds. Writing, producing, recording, gigging. I've been here for 6 years now.
6 years.
Wow.
6 years, yeah.
Is it going fast?
It's going fast. Well, it's been on lockdown, so, you know.
Yeah.
So obviously you started as a solo artist.
Yep.
And then when did you sort of start with the band?
I've been working with bands for different gigs for a while, and it's just better, you know. Not to say I won't ever play solo, but yeah, I thought I'd bring the band out for the show tonight.
Yeah.
So
Obviously your preference is playing with a band behind you?
absolutely all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't yours?
Yeah, because I'm not a solo artist.
You need the band.
Now, you're obviously on Australia's Got Talent
Yeah.
many moons ago, or not that long ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was obviously while you were up in Cairns.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
What was your experience like with that?
It was great. I had a really, really good experience. So I got to the finals, which was pretty cool. I was a jazz singer back then. I'm not doing much jazz anymore. But yeah, look, it was great. I didn't know anything. I came out of high school. First big thing was television. Hadn't even gigged really much. So yeah, the whole of Cairns got behind me and people around Australia, which was really overwhelming. And now I look back at it and go, wow. See, now I think I'm more nervous now than what I was, because when you're young, you get the thing like, I'm going to conquer the world and do that, and you know. I have a little bit left of that. You know.
Go on.
So was that something that you wanted to do, like you chased that, or did someone ask you to go on the show, or how did that come about?
I think I always wanted to do a talent show. I can't remember if somebody asked me at the time or not, but I was already kind of thinking about it, and someone may have pushed me back then and said, hey, it's coming, because it came to Cairns to audition and stuff, so I just thought, this is the time. Yeah. I was doing the Bublé stuff back then, or the, Bublé Sinatra stuff, so.
See, I like that already.
So obviously that's the answer to the next question about your influences.
Right. Initially, it was a music assignment at high school. I was getting C minuses in music class, and then all of a sudden, the teacher said, "Here's a jazz book with a CD. Follow along and sing." I couldn't read sheet music, so I was like, "Have a sing to that." "Fly Me to the Moon" came on, and I thought, that's easy. I can sing like that, and I was almost doing an impression. "Fly me to the moon" back then, Did that.
Keep going. No.
A plus, straight away.
Yeah, wow.
And I thought, I should probably do more of this. So.
Thank you to your music teacher.
Thank you, Mr. Krause, if you're out there.
There you go. And now you've obviously appeared on TV shows as well. You're on All Together now.
Yeah. 2018, that was fun. It was cool. They initially called me to be a contestant. And I was going to be a contestant. I was like, I'm looking for a new TV show. Let's be a contestant. Then they called me a couple of days later and they said, actually, I think we'd rather you be one of the 100 judges. And I was like, okay, cool.
I see you're a judge.
Let's do that. I was a judge. Yeah, I was up in the, we all had like a light behind us.
Yep.
And if you stand, I think the rules, if you stand, you approve. And if you sit, you don't approve. And they have to get a score that accumulates, up.
So that was with
100.
Rhys. We've had another couple of bands that have played here before that were up there. The guys from Sisters Doll were on the show,
they were
Bryce and his brothers.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. You know what? That show connected me to so many people. It was amazing. Yeah. I still contact those guys.
Going back, so then from Australia's Got Talent, did you find that any of the connections from that helped to boost your career in a sense? And was that part of the reason why you made the move to Melbourne?
Yeah, so I reckon I knew 2 people moving to Melbourne, and 2 of those people were from the show, I'd say. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's just kind of strengthened my time in Melbourne, I guess, yeah.
Is there a big difference in the music scene between Melbourne and Cairns? Or Melbourne and Queensland, or Melbourne and anywhere else?
Absolutely.
Melbourne and Brisbane.
You know what's funny? They told me in Cairns for like 5 years, you have to move, you have to get out of here, you have to go and do bigger things. Kind of like they would say in Australia, go to LA, go to London, do something different, take your music to the next level. And when I moved to Melbourne, everyone said, now it's online, you don't have to be here. You could have stayed in Cairns, could have had the life that you wanted. So it's all kind of moved. So I don't know, like the music scene is definitely bigger and there's way more musicians in Melbourne and way more people. But I don't know, I guess maybe you could be anywhere.
So going on that, do you think that statement you just said about going overseas to get noticed or traction, do you think that's redundant now with everything that's online? And
I wouldn't say it's redundant. I'd say it depends on what you're doing and what you want to do. Like if you're a musician that wants to go and meet musicians, probably come to Melbourne.
There's an app for that.
Go to Nashville or go and meet musicians. But if you're doing what I'm doing, it's internet presence now, isn't it? It's like TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. So maybe you can be anywhere. I don't know.
All right. Talking about being anywhere, Rhys, we're going to see one of your performances very shortly with the whole band. Kiss Me Once. So we're going to let you guys get set up for that. Now we're going to go over to Ebby. Ebby, what have you bought us this week?
Lots of funny and cool things, of course, George. Just want to say, firstly, Fly Me to the Moon, such a good song. Respect that story. Now, this first video is dedicated to our Sydney Road brethren down the road, Brunswick. This is called Brunswick versus Adelaide.
I live in Brunswick in Melbourne, okay, that's where I live. It's a very alternative suburb. I dearly love it, it's great. This is true actually, I was just performing over at the Adelaide Fringe Festival, whatever, no biggie, and this made me love Adelaide so much more, because I was talking to my audience, just saying, oh, I live in the alternative part of Melbourne, and I said, oh, what's the alternative part of Adelaide? And then there was a beat, and this guy from the back of the crowd goes, Melbourne. What, you want some quinoa? Yeah, turn left, go 800 Ks and fuck off.
No hate on Adelaide. I know some cool people from there, but you know how it is. Next one's called Spearmint.
Redneck word of the day, spearmint. Hey, honey. What? Is Bobby down in the basement working on his scent spearmint?
The worst part is, Abby, I actually follow that guy and I love him.
I'm not surprised.
He's got a redneck word of the day.
The next one is rhymes with my favourite time of the day, wine time. This one's called Spine Time. Ka-chow.
What just happened?
That was a quick one. I actually forgot that one.
What was that all about?
That just explained Abby's humour.
Flashback to me. Okay. Next up we have water art.
Show me the art, and then show me the artist.
We actually have that artist in the house tonight.
So there was an animal video.
Yes.
And an art video.
And that's music.
And an art video.
Music and art. I told you it's intertwined. If you look back on the episodes, you'll figure it out. Anyway, next up we have Rhys Tolhurst with his performance of Kiss Me Once. Woo!
Hey you, hey you, what do you know? I haven't been here in these parts before. Where should we go? Hey you, take it slow. I've lived here in this town for a while now. Share what I know. She said, I like the way you're so carefree, and I like you to put your arm around me. So kiss me once, my dear.
right, Rhys Tolhurst, Kiss Me Once.
Now, if there wasn't a dry eye in the house, that was... How good's that? When they were doing sound check before, I thought, Jesus.
Does that make you cry as much as Jesse's Girl does?
Shut up. That song should be banned everywhere. Should be just forgotten. It should never have been written. I shouldn't say that. A lot of people like it.
Yes.
Now, topic of the week, what are we talking about?
Injuries while playing, it says here.
Yes, injuries while playing.
Oh, you
Injuries
can start.
sustained while playing.
You can start.
What's the worst injury that you've sustained while playing?
As a drummer, the bloody fingers from hitting the sticks on the rim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, I'll cop... Where? From the snare? No,
Yeah,
I'll cop
from
it on
hitting the snare drum, yeah.
side one. And I end up missing half my knuckles.
Yeah, and nothing's worse because you've got to keep playing and you've got to hold those sticks when your fingers are just bloody and done.
So, Rhys, have you ever copped an injury while you're performing that stopped you from playing?
I play guitar very strangely with my fingers.
You play guitar?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I play guitar with my fingers. I don't play with a pick. So the worst thing is just the nail kind of wearing down. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I reckon we should put this to the band though. Do you guys?
Oh, I agree. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Andy on drums over there.
Well, unlike yourself, you know, you hit the finger between the stick and the rim on the snare. It hurts.
Now,
You'll know that.
for bass players, it's usually sore necks and sore lips from bass face.
Just the ego when you don't get a solo when everyone else does.
It's just a sore soul.
What about yourself, Marcel?
Well, I should go up to this, right? General blisters and stuff like that, calluses, and I actually had gout in my index finger once. That was terrible. I couldn't play for like 6 weeks. I didn't think I'd ever play again. It was really painful.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it seems to be that drummers, guitarists...
It's all fingers.
It's all fingers.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Has anyone like broken a leg or something like that, or? No?
Well, everyone tells you to break a leg.
Yeah. Well.
So you've got them. So, all right, so then it comes down to what happens to the singer. Because the singers usually will cop a headstock in the back of the head. That's probably about the worst one, unless they're trying to be cool and maybe fall off a stage. I've seen that happen heaps. Not to yourself, Rhys?
Just maybe like a big night out before the gig. That's never good.
That's a headache.
That's a headache.
Yeah.
You can't sing. See, you can have a big night out and play bass next day. Right?
Well, then it comes down to who's the hardest working musician on stage.
Drummer.
Drummer. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Yep.
Guys, any input on that? Yeah. Well, it's 3 against.
It's usually
three.
drummer,
Yeah.
vocalist, guitarist, bass player again. That's about it.
Pigeon neck.
Actually, no. The hardest working person would have to be the sound engineer and the roadies.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree.
See, even Gary's in our ear saying absolutely correct.
Yep.
Isn't that right? Well, they're always the first one to set up. They're the last ones to leave. They're the ones that are usually running around copying abuse from people, copying abuse from the musicians.
Yep. The drunk people.
The drunk people. What else, Gary? Oh, they are the drunkest.
Yeah. Someone's getting muted.
Yeah, someone I think is going to be myself that's going to get muted. But for yourselves, who do you reckon the hardest working musician is in a band?
And be honest.
And be honest. Come on, Rhys.
It's probably not me. Who do you think? Maybe.
What about in a band, just in general?
Oh, in a band, yeah. I was going to say in this band it's weird because we all have different roles at different times. But
so it's a drummer.
In a band, I think the drummer because they have to lug the gear, they have to lug the kit, right?
Yeah.
We're the most physical as well, like it's, arms and legs going. That's right.
But your kit was provided today, so you don't... Shut up.
And we also cop the most. Right?
Yeah. So it's usually the drummer will rock up because they've got the biggest car, so they've got the drum kit, the PA, all the microphones, the guitarist's gear, their amps. Then they get there and set up everything.
And the singer just grabs his microphone and out.
Yeah. Actually, I should bring for next week. There is a thing going on the internet at the moment of basically a singer helping a band pack up.
Oh, it was on the news.
It was on the news.
Yeah.
It should be on the news. Anyway.
I believe in doing that, by the way. I'm always that guy that helps the band. I never leave. Some people get in the car, okay, see you later, we all got paid, see you later. I can't do that.
No, but the difference is that you're a multi-instrumentalist, obviously, because you're playing keyboards and guitar. So
that people multi.
That doesn't work for you.
And the band's named after you.
Anyway, all right, so we're going to go to a break. After the break, we're going to find out what will become of what we became. Got that out, didn't I? How good's that? All right, everyone, please put your hands together again for Rhys Tolhurst with What Love Is.
Working extra hard, moving a microphone stand over.
Can't touch this. Hammer time.
Let the world in, feel your heartbreak. As the sirens sing, you find your own grace. Focused around by necessary heartache and heartbreak. But just throw your heart around like it's made out of steel and it won't break. Guess that's what love is. Guess that's what love is. Guess that's what love is. And then maybe you'll find yourself. But you know that despite of you, she always give away to someone else. Oh, I guess that's what love is. Guess that's what love is. Guess that's what love is. Let's go. Guess that's what love is. Guess that's what love is. Guess that's what Guess that's what Guess that's what love is. So you know, I guess that's what love is. Guess that's what love is.
How bloody amazing is that?
Wow.
It's incredible. Well done, Rhys. What a beautiful song. Oh, well done to the band too, everyone.
Especially the drummer.
Especially the drummer. All right. Where are the guys? Yeah, you come with us.
All right.
Squeeze in.
Squeeze in the middle.
Oh, Amma.
Slip on there, mate.
No, it's all good, it's all good.
All right.
Glenn and Scott.
Glenn and Scott.
From what we become.
What we become?
Yeah.
Or what we became?
What we become. Hang on.
What became of what we become? When it becometh. Becometh of the man. What's the band's musical influence?
Scotty.
I'm the musical influence, man.
Oops.
Well, I mean, it's, grunge, hard rock, so I love Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and that sort of stuff, so there's a lot of those sorts of, 90s grunge rock influences in what I've written for this.
Yep.
Yep.
And for yourself?
Yeah, my background very similar. Like, I grew up in all the 90s stuff, and so I love all that stuff. So,
How long you guys been together for?
Since 2020.
yeah, it was 2020. It was middle of lockdown. Me and Scotty kind of met maybe a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
Another project I was working on. Scott also does a studio.
So I recorded a band. It's actually one of the first bands that I recorded was Glenn's band.
Yep.
A song that came into my little studio. And yeah, like I just did a shout out on Facebook on Melbourne musicians or something, bit of a mental health project during all the lockdowns and all the shenanigans of the 2020s.
Sounds like so long ago.
It does. It feels like a long time ago. And just a shout out, and had a bunch of songs in a folder that were sort of half written, and just got some some responses to that. And typical muso fashion, you get 20 people respond and yeah, and then ghost, but there was 3-4 people who stuck around, and 2 of those are still here. One we started with a different bass player, and he's off. He's playing the Strip now, of the local band. Really great sort of grungy, punky sort of local band.
I thought you were going to say you got a sore neck.
He may have also.
I thought when he said the Strip, he's like, he's had to leave the band. He's gone off to LA to go and play on the streets.
He's on the Strip.
On the Strip.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, he'd like to be.
So I kept that.
Strip.
I kept that in the lane, and you guys just went shoo.
So
he doesn't wear a cowboy hat, but so he's kind of half there.
Absolutely.
Who's the main songwriter? So what's the biggest sort of influence when it comes to writing songs together?
Well, I'm the primary songwriter.
He's the Nicky Six of the band.
The only songwriter so far, as far as stuff we've got. These guys write, but we just haven't had any of their stuff come through yet. So yeah, I mean, during that sort of 2-year period, 2021, I wrote about 50 songs, because I was locked in my studio. I was working from home. I'm a school teacher, so I was lucky enough to be employed during that time. But my studio was my office and my classroom and my studio. So I would down tools at the end of the day and feel better by writing songs. And I wrote a shit ton during that time.
So you guys have obviously got a lot more songs that are going to be coming out in the future?
Correct. Yep.
So where do you see the band? What's the direction, and where do you hope that the band will end up?
I think when we first kind of got together, we kind of were like, what do we want to do with this? And for us, it was never about take over the world. It was just about let's do something that we're proud of, write some songs that we like, and hopefully that other people apart from our mums and partners like. That was kind of the vibe.
Not even sure on the partner side of things necessarily.
Yeah, just like,
well, we like it.
Yeah, we like it.
Like, there's never a chance that our kids will like it, but we're trying.
You never know.
You never know. I doubt it.
Hopefully kids start getting into better music.
Every now and then, that's pretty cool, Dad. Like, it's as much as they get.
Yeah.
That's high praise from a teenager, right?
It's usually either that or,
Wait, I have to go push pause.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Sorry, what's that, Dad?
And so apart from that, recording-wise and all of that, obviously it's all done at your studio?
Correct, yep.
And everything. Did you just do a lot of recording over the COVID period?
Well, our EP we did sort of in between lockdowns. We snuck in some drums, and actually for that project, like Glenn was recording vocals at home, and so he'd send tracks through. Bass was doing the same at his place, and then I just did all the guitars at mine as well. So, and then I did all the mix, and we got it mastered by actually a deluxe with Tony Mans. Shout out to Tony.
This is the first time I've also seen the singer holding a microphone for someone else too.
Oh no, it's awesome.
Got to serve other people every now and then. You know, every now and then.
Did you break a sweat or anything, or you're all right? Because we were talking about that
It's
before.
really difficult not being focused on me, but I'm dealing with it.
You're dealing with it. You're all right.
What about you guys with injuries? Give us some of your injuries.
Bloodied fingers. That's the, I have bad technique, and so I take out, nails and knuckles on strings. Just that's the sum total of it for me. It's when I get an injury from something else and then I can't play. That's more the concern. I think we know you're a muso when you're more afraid to break your arm than your leg.
Yeah, unless you're a drummer.
Unless you're a drummer.
A drummer, of course, yeah. But football, like everyone, all the musos, you can tell them because the ball's coming down, they go, oh, no.
I didn't think musos did sport.
Well, when they're sort of forced
we don't.
at school and whatnot, those things.
You can tell you're a teacher at school.
Yeah, well, that's it. Forcing kids and stuff. Yeah.
What about yourself?
Injuries?
Yeah. Have you ever sustained an injury performing?
If I fell off a stage, I don't remember. It may have happened, but I don't remember that happening.
You're falling off the stage.
Yeah, I don't remember if that happened. It may very well have happened.
I get it.
But apart from that, definitely vocal injuries. Definitely, Glennie, you don't have to scream like that, and I would anyway.
Yeah.
And
He's coming to one or two rehearsals a bit worse for wear.
A bit raspy.
I get a bit excited, and I don't sing in moderation when I probably should.
I like that, singing in moderation. Talking about singing in moderation, thank you guys. You guys are going to come back and perform for us again. We're going to cross over to Ebby. Ebby, what have you got for this week's clip?
Oh, it's
Clip of the
clippy,
week.
trust me. We have this another one special to my heart, of course. I'm very proud of this band. They're upcoming. Their name is Kai Cult, and this song is called Massive Checks.
I've been rolling massive checks. I've been swimming in some debt. I've been rolling massive checks. Time slipping away. I've been rolling in the dough. Got my head up in a hole. I've been rolling massive checks. Time slipping away. I've been rolling massive checks.
That was pretty cool, Abby. I'll give you that.
Yes. Shout out to Lewis and Kai Colt actually played their first gig here at Musicland, so another little special.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Round
there
of
you go.
applause for them.
Is that how it's close to your heart?
No, he's my mate.
There you go.
Next up, we have What We Become. Correct?
Yes.
With All Fall Down. All right.
How cool is that?
I liked it.
Love that. Love the
Very
guitars in
nice.
that.
How fantastic. What an awesome show. Guys, obviously we need to thank the band. What are the band called?
What We Become.
Cool, because then I don't get it wrong. We've also got to thank Rhys Tolhurst as well. Guys, make sure that if you like any of the music or anything that's happened tonight, make sure you jump onto their socials, jump onto our socials. Even to the extent, Colt, jump onto their socials too.
Yeah, get on it. They just put out a new clip today, actually, so check it out.
Awesome. So that might be in a year. Sometimes.
Today.
Today. Doesn't matter, it's going to be every day.
Support original live music.
Guys, we also need to thank, we've got to thank lovely Abby as well for joining us.
You're welcome.
Tyrone.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. Who, me?
Thank you, George.
We've got to thank our Musicland production crew, Gary, John, Red, Belinda, Mick, and the amazing Musicland bar staff, which tonight on the bar we had Tom. Tommy. Also got to thank our sponsors, Creative Victoria, Musicland, Markwell Foods, Pubble, 3 Cuts Gin, Chaos Drums, Rudiment Hardware, Coca-Cola and Jim Beam. How cool is that? Yes?
Very cool.
It was very cool, wasn't it?
You've done that before.
Oh no, I've done that lots of times. Now guys, to finish the night off, please put your hands together again for what we become to perform Cool Kids.
Yeah.